You're listening to the Deep Dive Podcast, Episode 8. If you enjoy listening to this series, please consider liking and subscribing to stay in the know.
Ready to dive into the world of autonomous agents? We're not just talking about AI doing tasks, we're talking about AI making decisions.
And maybe even forming relationships with us. It's a fascinating area that's moving incredibly fast. It really has the potential to reshape our world in some pretty profound ways.
One of the things driving this progress is the O1 reasoning model from OpenAI.
Yeah, it's not just a step forward, it's more like a new approach to how AI can learn and scale. OpenAI CPO Kevin Whale, he's compared its current stage to GPT-2.
So there's still a lot of room for improvement. If we think about the leaps we saw from GPT-2 to GPT-3 and then to GPT-4, it sounds like we're on the verge of another massive jump forward.
Exactly, and what's really interesting about this model is inference time scaling. The improvements happen much faster than before. AI is getting better at learning and is learning how to learn faster.
That's pretty mind-blowing. And it's not just OpenAI that's working on this. Anthropic is also developing their own advanced reasoning models, so it feels like this field is about to explode.
Absolutely, and 2024 could be the year we see autonomous agents really take off. We're already seeing companies like Microsoft making big moves in this space. They're integrating these agents across their platforms, from Copilot Studio to Dynamics 365.
So what does that look like in practice? How are these agents actually being used?
Imagine an AI agent that can not only help you write code or schedule meetings, but can analyze massive amounts of data, identify patterns, and then create and execute business plans based on what it learns.
So these agents aren't just automating simple tasks. They're making decisions and taking actions that we typically associate with, well, human intelligence.
Exactly, and that's what makes this so transformative. It's not just about efficiency, it's about empowering people to focus on more strategic and creative work, while the AI handles the complex data-driven tasks.
And all of this is being powered by this new O1 reasoning model. It feels like we're witnessing a shift from AI as a tool to AI as a collaborator.
And that raises some really interesting questions about the future of work, the relationship between humans and AI.
Absolutely. Are we ready for a world where AI is making decisions that directly impact our lives? What does that mean for our jobs, our relationships, our sense of self?
Those are some of the big questions we need to be thinking about. But before we delve into those, there's another concept that's closely tied to all of this: recursive self-improvement.
Okay, let's unpack that. What exactly does recursive self-improvement mean?
It's the idea that AI could become smart enough to not only learn from the data we feed it, but to actually improve its own learning process.
So AI is getting better at getting better.
Exactly. Think of it like a student who not only learns from their textbooks, but also figures out how to learn more effectively, how to study smarter, how to process information more efficiently. That's recursive self-improvement for AI. And the implications are huge.
Yeah, because if AI can learn how to learn faster and better, then its capabilities could start to increase exponentially.
And that raises all sorts of questions about where this technology is headed, what it means for the future of humanity. Are we on the cusp of an intelligence explosion where AI surpasses human capabilities in a wide range of areas?
It's a fascinating and a little bit scary thought.
It is, but it's important to remember that we're still in the very early stages of this journey. We're just beginning to understand the full potential of AI. It's up to us to shape how this technology develops and how it's used.
So we have a responsibility to guide this technology in a direction that benefits all of humanity. But what does that look like in practice?
It means having open and honest conversations about the potential impact of AI, both the positive and the potentially negative. It means involving diverse voices in the development and deployment of these technologies. And it means holding ourselves and each other accountable for ensuring that AI is used ethically and responsibly.
That's a tall order, but it sounds like we're at a critical juncture where these conversations are more important than ever.
Absolutely. The choices we make today will have a profound impact on the future of AI and its role in our world.
And that's a responsibility we can't take lightly. But it's also an incredibly exciting time to be alive, to witness this technological revolution unfold, and to have a hand in shaping its trajectory. It's like we're standing on the edge of a new frontier, full of both promise and uncertainty.
And as we step into this new frontier, it's important to remember that we're not just passengers on this journey. We're the ones charting the course.
So let's make sure we're charting a course towards a future where AI empowers humanity, enhances our lives, and helps us solve some of the world's most pressing challenges.
I couldn't agree more.
Let's bring things back down to earth for a moment and look at how these autonomous agents are likely to impact our everyday lives in the near future. We've talked about the big picture, but what are some of the specific ways this technology is going to change the way we work?
One of the most obvious areas is the workplace. We can expect AI agents to automate more and more of the tasks that are currently done by humans, particularly those that are repetitive, data-heavy, or require a high level of precision.
So we're talking about things like data entry, scheduling, customer service, even some aspects of financial analysis.
Exactly. And as these agents become more sophisticated, they'll be able to take on even more complex tasks, like managing projects, making strategic recommendations, even leading teams.
So it's not just about replacing jobs, it's about changing the nature of work itself.
Precisely. And this shift is going to require us to rethink how we educate and train our workforce. We need to equip people with the skills they'll need to thrive in a world where AI is a ubiquitous presence in the workplace.
So we're talking about skills like critical thinking, creativity, problem solving, and the ability to work effectively alongside AI.
Exactly. These are the skills that will set humans apart from machines and allow us to leverage AI to augment our own capabilities.
But it's not just the workplace that's going to be impacted. We're also going to see autonomous agents playing an increasingly important role in our personal lives.
Absolutely. Think about all the tasks we do on a daily basis that could be automated by an AI agent. Things like managing our calendars, booking travel, ordering groceries, even controlling our smart homes.
It sounds like we're heading towards a world where we have personalized digital assistants that can handle all the mundane aspects of our lives, freeing up our time and energy for things that are more meaningful and fulfilling.
That's certainly one possibility, but it also raises some important questions about privacy, security, the potential for these agents to become overly intrusive or even manipulative.
Right, because if these agents are constantly collecting data about our habits, preferences, even our emotions, then there's a risk that this information could be used against us in some way.
That's a valid concern, and it's one that we need to address proactively by establishing clear guidelines and regulations around the use of personal data by AI agents.
So it's not just about developing the technology, it's about ensuring that it's used ethically and responsibly.
Exactly. And that's where things get really interesting, because we're entering uncharted territory. There's no playbook for how to navigate the ethical and societal implications of this level of AI integration.
It's a bit like we're building the plane as we're flying it.
That's a great analogy. And it highlights the need for a collaborative approach, where researchers, developers, policymakers, and the public all work together to ensure that AI benefits humanity as a whole.
So it's not just about the technology itself, it's about the conversations we're having around the technology and the choices we make about how we want to use it.
Absolutely. The future of AI is not predetermined. It's something that we are actively shaping through our actions and our decisions.
So let's make sure we're making wise choices. Choices that lead us towards a future where AI enhances our lives, empowers us to achieve our full potential, and helps us create a more just and equitable world for all.
I could have said it better myself. It's fascinating to think about how these conversations are going to evolve, as the technology itself continues to advance at such a rapid pace. Just a couple years ago, the idea of AI agents capable of making complex decisions or forming relationships with humans seemed like science fiction. Now it's becoming our reality. It's mind-boggling to think about the potential impact of these technologies. Imagine a world where autonomous vehicles seamlessly navigate our cities, reducing traffic congestion and accidents. Or a world where humanoid robots assist us with tasks that are dangerous, repetitive, or simply too physically demanding for humans.
It sounds like something straight out of a futuristic movie. But these scenarios are becoming more plausible every day. NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang, he's even predicted that these sectors will become billion-dollar markets within the next decade.
And we're already seeing companies like Tesla making significant strides in the development of humanoid robots. Their robots are now capable of navigating complex environments, manipulating objects, and even charging themselves.
It's amazing to think about the potential applications of this technology. Imagine these robots working alongside humans in factories, warehouses, hospitals, even our homes.
The possibilities are endless, but as with any powerful technology, there are potential risks and challenges we need to consider.
Absolutely. We need to ensure that these robots are designed and deployed in a way that is safe, ethical, and benefits humanity as a whole.
Exactly. It's crucial that we have open and honest conversations about the potential impact of these technologies, and that we develop ethical guidelines and regulations to ensure responsible development and deployment.
And it's not just about the physical robots themselves. The development of autonomous agents is also closely tied to advancements in areas like natural language processing, computer vision, and machine learning.
These are all crucial components of AI, and they're all advancing at an unprecedented rate. It's like we're witnessing an explosion of innovation in the field of artificial intelligence, with breakthroughs happening almost every day.
And as AI continues to evolve, so too will our relationship with it. We're already seeing this with the emergence of AI companions that can interact with us on a more personal level, learning our preferences and adapting to our needs. But what happens when these AI systems become so advanced that they can anticipate our needs before we even know them ourselves, or when they start to challenge our assumptions and offer perspectives that we never considered?
It raises profound questions about the nature of consciousness, intelligence, even the very definition of what it means to be human. Are we on the verge of creating a new form of intelligence that could rival or even surpass our own? And if so, what are the implications for our species?
These are some of the most fundamental questions we've ever faced. And it's fascinating and a little bit daunting to think that we're living through a time these questions are becoming increasingly relevant.
It's definitely a time of great change and uncertainty, but it's also a time of incredible opportunity. We have the chance to shape the future of AI and to ensure that it's used for good.
And that brings us to the question of AI personality. We've talked about AI's ability to learn, reason, and make decisions. But what about AI's ability to express emotions, exhibit empathy, or even have a sense of humor?
It's an area that's still in its early stages, but it's one that's gaining increasing attention. As we develop AI systems that are more integrated into our lives, it becomes increasingly important for those systems to be able to interact with us in a way that feels natural and engaging.
Imagine having an AI companion that can not only help you with your tasks, but also make you laugh, offer words of encouragement, or even challenge you to think differently. It would be like having a friend or colleague who is always there for you, always learning, and always evolving.
It's a compelling vision, but it also raises some ethical considerations. For example, how do we ensure that these AI systems are designed in a way that is respectful, unbiased, and doesn't reinforce harmful stereotypes or prejudices?
Right. We don't want to create AI systems that perpetuate the same social inequalities that exist in our society. We want to create AI systems that are inclusive, equitable,
Yeah.
and promote positive social change.
Exactly. And that requires us to think carefully about the values we embed in these systems, the data we use to train them, and the guidelines we establish for their use. It's a complex and multifaceted challenge, but it's one that we must address if we want to create a future where AI benefits all of humanity.
And speaking of challenges, we can't ignore the potential risks and unintended consequences of AI. We've already seen examples of AI systems exhibiting bias, making discriminatory decisions, or being used for malicious purposes.
It's a stark reminder that technology is a tool, and like any tool, it can be used for good or for ill. It all depends on the intentions of the people who create and use it.
So we need to be vigilant in ensuring that AI is developed and deployed responsibly, that it's aligned with our values, and that it's used to create a better world for everyone.
I completely agree. We need to approach AI with a sense of caution, but also with a sense of hope and optimism. AI has the potential to solve some of the world's most pressing problems, from climate change to poverty to disease.
It's up to us to ensure that we harness this potential for good, and that we create a future where AI empowers humanity rather than diminishing it.
And one of the key takeaways from all of this is that the future of AI is not predetermined. It's something that we are actively shaping through our choices, our investments, and the ethical frameworks we put in place.
It's a powerful reminder that we have agency in this process. We're not just passive bystanders watching AI unfold. We're active participants in shaping its trajectory.
And that's a responsibility we can't take lightly. The choices we make today will have a profound impact on the future of AI and its role in our world. For generations to come, it really is a remarkable time to be alive. We're witnessing a technological revolution that has the potential to reshape our world in ways we can barely imagine. And it's all happening so fast, it's easy to feel overwhelmed or even a little bit scared.
I think that's a natural reaction. We're talking about some pretty profound changes here, changes that could impact every aspect of our lives. But amidst all the uncertainty and potential risks, there's also a sense of excitement and possibility.
Absolutely. This isn't just about technology, it's about humanity. It's about how we choose to use these powerful tools to shape our future and to create a world that reflects our values and aspirations.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of autonomous agents, I'm left with one final thought-provoking question for our listeners. As AI continues to evolve, what kind of relationship do you want to have with these increasingly intelligent systems?
It's a question worth pondering. Do we see AI as a tool, a partner, a competitor, or something else entirely? The answer to that question will shape not only our individual interactions with AI, but also the future of our society as a whole.
It's a big question, and there's no easy answer. But it's a question that we all need to be thinking about as we navigate this uncharted territory.
And remember, the future of AI is not predetermined. It's a future that we are creating together. One decision, one innovation, one ethical consideration at a time.
Thanks for tuning in to the Deep Dive Podcast, Episode 8. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.